Forester.
Oh, Mrs. Beaver, how lovely to see you.
Yes.
And what a wonderful day it is.
Oh, aye.
The sun is up
Oh, yes. And the sky, bonny blue.
and the wildflowers are growing.
Yes. And the bees are a-buzzing. And that's all thanks to you, Mr. Forester.
Well, not just me. Nature played a part. You see, it's the nature of life to grow. 20 years ago, when I ploughed this field, I decided not to plant and not to grow just one single solitary crop of wheat or barley. I scattered the field with 100, if not 1,000 of wildflower seeds, because I knew we had to get hold of nature and bring it back to life before things got too late.
Exactly, Mr. Forester. You knew then what we all know now, thanks to the scientists. We have lost almost 97% of our wildflower meadows.
And a wildflower meadow, well, it's the home to a multitude of living creatures. So, come over here a little. Tilt your head to one side. Come down to the level of the flower and listen.
It's like the drone of the bagpipes, Mr. Forester.
It's the bees. It's the sound of nature being restored, being brought back to life.
Aye, and what a wonderful life it is.
Bugs,
Butterflies,
moths,
birds.
bats. Not forgetting the humble, bumble, busy bee.
Aye, you see, nature's pollinators. Without nature's pollinators, the superheroes of nature, well, there would be no flowers, no fruit, no vegetables, no life at all.
But working with nature, we can work together to bring new life back. You know, it's the old story of the birds and the bees. You scatter the seeds and listen to the buzzing of the buzzy, buzzy bee.
Yes, but Mr. Forester, what can we all do to help? We don't all live on a farm or have a field that we can sow with wildflowers. Some of us don't even have a garden.
You're right. But the wonderful thing about wildflower seeds is they'll grow practically anywhere.
Oh.
On the edge of the road, in the middle of a lawn, under a bush in the park. Anywhere. All we need is a bit of spare earth.
How about a flower pot? Or what about a window box? Or a wheelbarrow?
It's funny you should say that, because here's some that I started earlier.
In the spring?
In the spring.
Will you look at them now? You've got corn cockles. You've got...
Cornflower.
Yes, you've got corn marigolds.
And we've got chamomile.
Yes, and are you right that you did have the common poppy?
Well, I did have the common poppy, but it's past its best.
But was it wee and bonny and red?
Very beautiful and little and wee and red. And the whole field of persimmon is full of it. But now we're down mostly to yellow rattle and a few bits of clover and some, what are those yellow ones called, did I tell you?
Bird's foot trefoil.
Well done, you've remembered.
Yes. So, Mr. Forester, will you talk us through what you did when you planted these lovely pots and wheelbarrow back in the spring?
I'll be delighted. Now, the first thing I did was to take a plant pot.
Right. Or could it be a window box? Or a wheelbarrow?
A wheelbarrow.
Okay.
And I did all of those.
Right.
But for today's demonstration, I'm going to say we take a plant pot.
Yes.
And we take a goodly amount of compost, peat-free compost. Very important.
Yes, because, Mr. Forester, the peat bogs are carbon sponges.
They suck the carbon out of the atmosphere.
Excellent.
Good. Now, having got the peat-free compost in the pot,
yes,
we sow it with wildflower seeds, which I keep in my hat. Now,
Lovely.
there's all sorts of varieties here, but take one out and pass it to me and I'll demonstrate how we put it.
Okay, well here's a mix of the common corn cockle, the corn marigold, the common poppy, the chamomile and the bonny blue cornflower.
So, take the packet,
Yes,
sprinkle a few in my hand,
Yes.
see how delicate they are.
yes,
And then I just, can you see?
yes.
You just scatter them over,
So,
maybe a little bit few more. there.
So, Mr Forester, you don't need the whole pack of seeds
Oh.
for just one pot.
No, this is a do 20 pots.
Righty-ho,
And the
excellent.
next thing is to put some more compost
right,
on the
hang
top.
on.
Cover it up.
Here you go.
So, 2 hands in.
Yes. Just
and then
sprinkle it over.
Sprinkle it gently until it's gently covered. And then,
It's like covering the seeds with a quilt.
I think you're right.
Yes,
Having done that though, they'll need to water them in.
absolutely.
But if I look up into the sky now, I think there might be a drop of rain later, in which case I don't need to water them with my watering can because they are wildflowers, and in the fields and by the hedgerows they'll grow without any help whatsoever.
Right, okay. But if it was particularly dry, you might give them a wee drink.
You might give them a wee drink.
But don't
Only
drown
watering.
Oh yes, the watering can. Righty-ho.
And that's about it, really. The rest is up to nature.